Hello, everyone, and welcome to another One Take Podcast Reviews. And this time I'm reviewing Glass. I literally just got out of seeing it tonight at my theater, and I have a lot of things to say about this film. I was looking forward to Glass a lot. Um, with my past with Split and Unbreakable, I love both of those movies, especially Unbreakable. Unbreakable is like one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies out there. And Split was a nice surprise from him as he was kind of declining in quality with a lot of his films back then. So it was nice to see Split was a great surprise to everyone. And that the biggest surprise is spoilers if you haven't seen Split, that it was a connection to Unbreakable. It was an Unbreakable sequel. So when they announced Glass and all the things I've been hearing about it beforehand, I was getting really pumped about this film. Then the reviews came out and they were being like very mixed opinions to even somewhat negative. Like I think it has like a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. And at that point I was like I need to see it for myself because I've been hearing a lot of conflicting opinions on it even before seeing it. Because usually with critics I don't tend to always listen to because sometimes I don't agree with critics. Like there are some films that I really love that critics hated, like Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, for example. I really love that movie, and the critics ripped apart that because it wasn't a Halloween sequel to like the Michael Myers legacy. So I was really looking forward to Glass, even with the mixed opinions. And after seeing it, I am very very conflicted on this movie. Like I've been discussing this with my friends ever since we got out of it. And to tell you the truth, I don't even know if I can give it a score yet because I feel like I need to sleep on it. But at the same time, I want to get this review out there to you guys just to give my general impressions on how I felt about it because there's a lot to unpack here in this movie. And I'm going to start with the things that I liked about this movie. The things I liked about this movie was the first two acts, like the first hour and a half nearly, great stuff. Like I was intrigued throughout. It kept me interested. Like I was in it until the third act, which I'll get into in a bit. Um, I really liked the first two acts. It kept me on the edge of my seat at times. There was a lot of intriguing character moments, and moving on to character and performances, I thought the performances were great. James McAvoy once again steals the show as the Horde and the Beast. Um, the way he just handles all these personalities are just brilliant. And McAvoy, I feel, is a seriously underrated actor that needs to be in more things because he was amazing in this film as he was in Split. So I was very happy to see that his performance didn't diminish from this film. And Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson are also in it. They reprise their characters from Unbreakable. Bruce Willis as David Dunn. The beginning of the film, he had an arc, and it was I really liked Bruce Willis's performances in this movie overall. But towards the middle of it, he kind of gets sidelined throughout. And I was kind of feeling weird about that because I was like, this is supposed to be a return to form for David Dunn, and he just gets sidelined for most of the movie, and it kind of bugged me in a way, which is a little critique I had with that. Other than that, I thought Bruce Willis gave a really good performance, and it was nice to see him actually do well in a film because he's been having a lot of flops lately, and thankfully in Glass he actually gives a really good performance here. And Samuel Jackson was also very good as Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, and I really dug his tactics throughout the movie. Like he was known as the mastermind of all things, and it definitely shows in this movie why he is the mastermind, which I won't spoil by the way, because there are some really cool stuff that he does. Um, but he's also kind of sidelined throughout the movie too. Like in the beginning, he's not really seen at all. Like in the first act, he doesn't show up until like the middle of the movie, and he was sidelined here and there because I felt like it was mostly McAvoy's movie, surprisingly, because McAvoy was in it a lot. Like he was in it most of the movie, and to see Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis's characters being sidelined a bit kind of bugged me in a way. But when they did come into fruition in the third act, I thought they were really cool and they gave their great performances in the film. And there are some action scenes here and there between David Dunn and the Beast, like that you probably saw in the trailers, and it was also really cool. Like there was a lot of brutal fighting, that's for sure. And I dug the fights in this movie between those two. And there were the supporting cast. You might remember Anya Taylor-Joy as Casey Cook. I thought she did good, but there wasn't really much of an arc to her in this film, which kind of bugged me as well, because I would like to see more with her in it. And then we also have Spencer Treat Clark, sorry, not Trent, Treat. He plays Joseph Dunn, who you might remember from the first Unbreakable movie as his son. And I was happy to see him in this role once again because, again, the all tie-ins with Unbreakable and stuff like that, since I'm a big fan of Unbreakable. It was nice to see him come back for this role, and he definitely gave a good performance as well. There's also a bunch of our characters like Sarah Paulson, who's new to the franchise as Dr. Ellie Staple. And I love Sarah Paulson to death. Like, she's a great actress, but sometimes her dialogue and arc was kind of slow and it might bore some in a way. And I just thought it was character to have in this movie, in my opinion. And that's just, and that's saying a lot because I love Sarah Paulson a lot, but sometimes her dialogue honestly was kind of boring in some places. Which gets into the stuff which I disliked is that um, it might be slow for some. It might not be the film that everybody's expecting. It does mostly take place in the psychiatric ward, and I'm not sure if people are gonna like that a lot because the trailers have been kind of like promoting it as like this big superhero movie, which it isn't. Like it's more or less a psychological thriller with superheroes in it, and it might be slow for some, which might bug some people. It didn't necessarily bug me a lot, though I did notice there were some slow parts to it. And some of the dialogue was a little bit jarring here and there because there were some weird lines given from all the performers here. Um, and the biggest problem I had with this movie was the third act, which is the ending. I'm not gonna say anything. I might make a spoiler review eventually, but the third act takes into a weird direction that I did not expect at all. And I'm not sure if I really enjoyed it, honestly, because the ending kind of just felt like a different movie at that point. And it wasn't the type of ending that I expected. And it was an ending that felt kind of inconclusive in a way. Like, and that's saying a lot for M. Night Shyamalan because he usually likes to give some definitive endings to his movie, even if some of them are crap with his twist endings and stuff. But man, this the ending really like swayed my opinion towards this film after seeing it. Like I'm still like really split on this movie. Like I'm gonna keep this a little short review because I don't want to spoil too much. I should probably do a spoiler review at some point of this movie. I'm probably gonna see it again this weekend so that I can give a final opinion on it. But it was just again, I was I'm still very conflicted about this movie. Like there's a lot to love here and there's a lot to dislike here. It kind of bugs me in a way because I'm just like, I feel like this is not really a definitive review because I just feel like I'm just saying I'm conflicted throughout, and I would give this a rating. It's just I don't know if I can do it right now. I might have to do it with the spoiler review and seeing it again because I don't think I can give a definitive rating to this movie just yet. What I will say about this is that I do urge people to see it because I want to know like where other opinions on this movie with other people and some of my peers as well because I would like to hear people's thoughts on it like if you do see it like shoot me a comment on the on my channel here and tell me what you thought about it. I will also you can also do it on my Twitter as well if you want to at me on your Twitter feeds and stuff like that because I do want to hear everybody's thoughts on this film. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm very split on this film because there's a lot of things I loved, a lot of things I didn't love. Um, and it's a little unscripted today because I just literally got out of it. I didn't have time to make a script about doing this review. I still feel kind of shaky right now just thinking about it. I never really stressed out about a movie like this in a long time, so yeah, I will definitely see it again. I urge people to see it because it is original, and I definitely appreciate it for being original. And just seeing M. Night Shyamalan do this type of film again is fascinating to me, but also very, very conflicting at the same time. So, yeah, I probably will make a spoiler review and give a final grade on it. But as of now, I'm not going to give it a score just yet because, like I said, I'm very, very split on this movie. Um, but yeah, I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Definitely comment below if you wanna give your thoughts on the movie, and please keep this spoiler free as well, because this is also a spoiler free review, and I don't want anybody being spoiled in the comments as well, until I make the spoiler review for you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if I sounded a little shaky here and there, because like I said, I don't have a script for this. I literally just got off seeing it. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And that's about it. I'll definitely keep you posted on what I'm going to review next. And I'll keep you posted on the spoiler review when that's going to be up. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching and hope you have a great time.